What's up guys, it's Dylan, and today I'm going to be making a video on progressive overload, or how to consistently continue to increase your numbers in the gym. I'm sure many of you have been working out, and at some point you've noticed your progress begin to slow down, and maybe even stop entirely. I know it can be really annoying going to the gym week after week just to feel like you're spinning your wheels without making any real progress. I've run into the same problem over the years, but recently I've introduced two forms of progressive overload into my workouts that has significantly helped my strength gains and my confidence in my ability to consistently lift my target weights every workout. So like I said, there are two types of progressive overload I've been experimenting with for the past several months. Each has its pros and cons, and I'm going to be explaining each so you can decide for yourself which type of system you want to adopt. The first type of progressive overload I do is what I call 3-4-3 progressive overload. And basically the way it works is you begin by determining what weight you can do for a given exercise for 3 sets of 10 with near perfect form, while still requiring a good bit of physical strain. You don't want to not be able to finish the set with good form, but it also shouldn't be so easy that you're pumping out 3 sets of 10 on autopilot. A good way to avoid going on autopilot during a set is to treat each rep as its own set. And what I mean by that is, at the completion of each rep, just take a split second to pause so you don't lose any momentum to swing the weights and therefore slightly cheat. Additionally, make sure that throughout the set your breathing is controlled, as it has a significant impact on your ability to effectively lift the weight. Make sure you're sharply exhaling as you contract your muscles, as it will keep your core strong, which is an essential component for pretty much any exercise. Once you've found a weight that you can consistently lift with good form for 3 sets of 10, continue to use that same weight for future workouts until it becomes relatively easy. Once that weight feels consistently easy for about 2 to 3 workout sessions, introduce a 4th set of 10 into your routine. Again, do this until you can relatively easily do 4 sets of 10 with the same weight that you were doing for 3 sets of 10. Once you can easily do 4 sets of 10, increase the weight to the next increment, usually no more than 5 to 10 pounds depending on the exercise, and do it for 3 sets of 10. It really is as simple as that. The most important part of this entire system is making sure that as the sets and weights increase, you are always keeping consistent form. One other thing that applies to both this type of progressive overload as well as the one I'm about to talk about is that you want to eliminate as many variables as possible that may affect your lifts. This means making sure you get good sleep as many nights as possible, eating the proper food to deal with the progressive overload properly, which if you need a diet video, I have one linked in the description that I made last week. And finally, even making your best effort to make sure your rest time between sets is consistent. I use my smartwatch to make sure I have approximately 1 minute rest between each set, but you can pick whatever amount of rest time you feel is necessary. Just try to make sure it's consistent. Don't do a set, wait a few seconds, and then start the next set just because you feel like you're ready. Give your body some time to recover so you can focus on making each rep high quality. The second type of progressive overload I do is what I call 8 to 12 progressive overload. For this type of progressive overload, begin by selecting a weight that you can lift with good form for 3 sets of 12. Again, do this until it becomes easy and then increase the weights to the next increment. The next increment should be heavy enough to where you can't quite do 3 sets of 12, but you can at least always do 3 sets of 8 with that weight. You will always try to do 12 reps for each set, going until you either successfully get 12 reps or you fail. If your form becomes severely compromised by your 10th or 11th rep, stop there and take your time to rest. And then on your next set, try again for 12 reps, even though you maybe only get 8 or 9. Over the span of several workouts, you will eventually be able to do 3 sets of 12 with the heavier weight. At this point, again, increase the weight and repeat. So which type of progressive overload is better? I would say the 3-4-3 progressive overload is the more conservative of the two. It will likely take longer for you to see strength increases, but it's easier for you to track your progress, and I would say it's a less intense workout as you should be completing the vast majority of your sets. The 8 to 12 progressive overload is more intense as you'll be going to failure on most sets. If you've never done progressive overloading before, I would recommend starting with the 3-4-3 as it's more foolproof. Also, the 8 to 12 progressive overload is good. It's good to log your workouts every week so you can monitor your progress as you're approaching 12 reps. The 8 to 12 program also requires that you really put in max effort into every workout as you're getting stronger by pushing through to your absolute limit to get that last rep on each set. Because the amount of reps you are doing in the 8 to 12 progressive overload program will change set to set, I prefer only doing the 8 to 12 when I'm using both arms or legs for a movement. And that is because if I'm doing single arm or single leg anything, I do not want one side doing 10 reps while the other side may only be able to do 8. This will lead to muscular imbalances, potentially even injury due to compensation over the long term. Ultimately, I think both of these are good forms of progressive overload, and you can experiment with both to see what you like. But regardless of the type of progressive overload you choose, by far the most important thing is making sure that your form stays consistent as the weight increases. Hopefully you found this video useful, and if you know a friend struggling to get stronger in the gym, feel free to share it with them. But that's about it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Have a good day.